am a community worker with a passion for delicious food and nutrition. And today we will put together a recipe that is dear to my heart, shepherd's pie. A casserole that is both satisfying to your stomach and your soul. This is a comfort food at its best, served with a nice salad and a slice or two of whole wheat baguette on the side. This will become a tried and trusted favorite around the household. Traditionally, shepherd's pie is made with mutton or ground lamb. Today we're going to be using an extra lean ground beef, which is great to use because when you're cooking it out and you're rendering off all of that fat, you're going to end up with more product if your meat is lean. A great form of lean protein is turkey, so you could totally use ground turkey in here or some cooked lentils to make a vegetarian shepherd's pie. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the heat on to my pan. I'm just going to add the teensiest little bit of olive oil. Then I'm going to add the ground beef. So just while that's cooking, we're going to take our cooked peeled potatoes. We're going to drain them. Very carefully, we don't want that boiling water splashing up on us. I chose to keep my potatoes whole because they won't absorb as much of the water in the cooking process. If you choose to chop your potatoes, make sure you have them in nice even pieces so they cook evenly. All right, we're cooking with some serious fire here. All right, I'm gonna mash these potatoes up. I'm gonna add a little bit of margarine, a little bit of milk. Once all this beef is browned, we're going to drain off some of this excess fat, and then we're going to pop it back into the pan with all its vegetables. I just want to use my wooden spoon and get all of these larger clumps broken up so we can make sure we get this nice and cooked. Once my meat is completely browned, I'll remove it from the pan and allow any of the excess fat to drain off. No one wants greasy shepherd's pie. We're going to turn my pan back on, so medium heat. A little splash of olive oil or vegetable oil, whatever you have on hand. So we're going to start by adding our mirepoix. A mirepoix is a balance of onions, celery, and carrots. I'm going to start with our onions. I'm going to add my celery and my carrots. So I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. I don't think that's actually on the recipe, but who doesn't love garlic? I want to gently cook the mirepoix in the pan on low heat and cover it. This will prevent browning of the vegetables. And it's also going to help pick up the brown bits that have been left on from the caramelization of the beef. I'm going to just add a tiny bit more margarine and milk to my potatoes. All right, so I have some peas that have come out of the freezer. I'm going to add those. I'm also going to be adding corn. But I like to put my corn in between my potatoes and my meat mixture. But we do want to see a little bit of color change from the carrots. We want to see them going a bit brighter orange. We want to see the onions go a little bit translucent. And we want to see some bright green celery here. So it's not quite ready. If we're keeping it covered, we're not going to have the onions and the carrots caramelize. We're just going to have it sweat. The moisture that comes out of the vegetables are really going to help with our sauce. So I do have a couple of bay leaves I'm going to toss in here as well. And then I'm just going to put in some red peppers at this point. And I just want to get a little bit of cooking on that red pepper, and then we're going to add the ground beef back in. And give it a nice stir. Going to add some no salt added beef stock. So this is going to add some nice moisture to the dish, a bit of flavor. And now I'm just going to put in my tomato paste. So that's a whole small can of tomato paste. But you can see how great that's already thickening up. I just want to give this a bit of a taste. Just needs a little bit of pepper. I'm going to give this just a couple of seconds just to let that bay leaf get in there a little bit more. Then I'm going to remove the bay leaf and get this into a casserole dish. For something like this, it's really great to clean as you go. I want to be a little bit mindful of my countertop, so I'm going to just organize this a bit. This is going to be smoking hot. I just want to put it on this cutting board so I don't burn my counter. So we got a nice thick sauce in here from that tomato paste. And lots of beautiful vegetables. As mentioned, I like to have a layer of corn in between my potatoes. You could mix your corn in as well, but this is how I like it. at home. We'll use a mixture of squash, sweet potatoes, and carrots mashed together. So I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit of smoked paprika on here for some color. And then I'm gonna pop it into the 350-degree oven for about half an hour. One good trick also is to keep your casserole on a baking sheet. This is going to keep your oven clean in case you have any bubble over. And also it's a lot easier to take in and out of the oven. Into the oven. We're gonna bake it at 350 degrees and cook to a minimum internal temperature of 165 or 74 degrees Celsius. For a crispy top, turn your oven setting on to broil and keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. So here it is, comfort food at its finest. A beautiful shepherd's pie for tonight, and we have another one that I'm going to label and date and pop in the freezer for when we're just running out of time and we need a healthy dinner. Now it's time for us to enjoy. Eat well, live well.